Good evening. I am incredibly tired, like probably falling asleep on my feet. So I have invited Mike to regale you with a bad lighting, bad story.
So I got a nice bad story for you. So I was in the reserves. This is a funny story. I was in the reserves, when I was in the Navy Reserves, and I was spending a couple weeks out at sea. I was on the USS John F. Kennedy. It was a nice aircraft carrier. And while I was on there, I worked in public relations. So I got to do neat things like helicopters would land with important people and I'd take them on tours of the boat and got to see some cool things on the ship. But the coolest thing I got to do was I was picked to do a burial at sea, which is really neat. It's a nice little honor that they give to people, and the whole family comes aboard and they get the urn with the ashes and you throw it overboard. And the urns have little messages on it, and whoever finds it, if it is found, will come back to the family. So we all get these little buckets of ash, and if you've never seen a burial at sea, especially on a large ship like an aircraft carrier, what you do is you place it on a ramp. You take the lid off, and then you lift the ramp so it slides off and goes into the water. So I'm like the fourth or fifth person that goes up, and they give a little bit of information about each sailor who has passed on. Lift it, slides down, kerplunk, burial at sea. It comes up for my turn, right? Little old Petty Officer Cormier puts it on there, and I'm a little nervous. I've never done it before, you know. Take the lid off the bucket, put the lid on the side of the bucket because that's going too. Lift it, and just as Petty Officer Cormier lifts this badass thing, hits about halfway over, wind tips it over, and this poor dude's ashes came right over and flooded my face and covered my whites. I'm covered in this dude's ashes. I just let it fly down, and I look over, and there's just this mortified look of his family, like, as I'm covered in ash. So that's my bad lighting, bad story.
I would say that officially qualifies as the most morbid bad lighting, bad stories I've ever had. And it being the most morbid makes it one of my favorites. I'll see you tomorrow.